Salvete omnes, and this is Acroasis XXII, or Hic and Ille, demonstrative pronouns and adjectives. So first, let's talk about what a pronoun is in general. This is, of course, a noun that's used in place of another, and examples we have in English is here, Derek is a boy. If we replace Derek with the word he is the pronoun. He is a boy. English and Latin both have many pronouns. This, that, he, she, it, they, anything along those lines is a pronoun. Today we're going to focus on the demonstrative, however, in Latin. Now, the demonstrative works not only as a pronoun but also as an adjective. So again, let's quickly review what is an adjective. An adjective is a word that describes a noun. For example, he is a capable boy, and here capable is the adjective modifying boy, which is our noun. And of course, if you haven't forgotten, he would be our pronoun, the one that's standing in for another word. Now, Latin adjectives have to agree in gender, number, and case. And pronouns, the pronoun that we're focusing on today, demonstratives, as I said, can also act as an adjective. So we're going to see how they work both as a pronoun as well as an adjective. So now let's take a look what the difference is between adjectives and pronouns. In Latin, adjectives also agree in case, number, gender, as we said. Pronouns, however, are only going to agree with the noun they're modifying in gender and number. The case is going to be determined by what it's doing in the sentence itself. So for example, in our sentence here, look at this book. Here, it's working as an adjective. So we had to have agreeing in case, number, and gender. So specta ad hunc librum. Both hunc and librum are accusative, masculine, and singular because they need to be. A pronoun example, look at this, the book is new. Now here we have this replacing the word book. So this is going to be one case and book is going to be another case, but they're both still going to be masculine and singular. So here, this is accusative in the sentence because it's the object that we're looking at. Whereas book is going to be nominative because it's the subject in this sentence. The book is new. So we'll use specta ad hunc liber est novus. So in both sentences, the pronoun this was modifying the noun book. However, one sentence had it acting as an adjective, modifying which book we were exactly talking about. But in the other, it actually replaced book. And so that's why it only agreed in gender and number. So now let's take a look at what demonstrative pronouns are. There are two of them, and we're going to introduce them one at a time. The first one is heik, haec, haec, this or these. So remember, anything here is heik, haec, haec. Both of them begin with H. Might help you out because this and these are pronouns that we refer to whatever is close at hand. So if I say, give me this book, I'm talking to a book that's nearby me as opposed to that book over there, right? So as a pronoun, it would be like, give me this, da mihi hunc. But as an adjective, we would say, give me this book, da mihi hunc librum. So again, notice that the pronoun replaces the noun entirely, whereas the adjective is just modifying a noun that's in the sentence already. Now, note this well, guys. The forms of heik, haec, haec are a bit irregular, but you will see that they do reflect the other pronouns that we're going to be learning once we start going through them. So let's first take out a pen and sheet of paper because you're going to need to write down these forms. So these are the forms of heik, haec, haec as well as their translation. So go on, pause the video, and write down these forms. Resume when you are ready. Now let's take a look at the second one. Ille, illa, illud. This pronoun means that or those, and it's always going to refer to what is further away from the speaker. So as a pronoun, give me that. Da mihi illum is what we would say. As an adjective, give me that book. Da mihi illum librum. And of course, if I'm saying that book as opposed to this book, I'm referring to something that is further away from me. So the difference again, remember that the pronoun sentence has that replacing the book entirely, whereas as an adjective, it's specifying which book we're talking about, that book in particular. Again, remember the forms of ille, illa, illud are going to be irregular, but the nice thing is they reflect the ones as heik, haec, hoc. So again, get ready to take out your pen, pencil, and paper and write down the following chart. All right, so this is the chart of ille, illa, illud. You'll notice that ilius, ilius, ilius is similar to huius, huius, huius of heik, haec, hoc. And again, you have the I ending from huik, huik, huik. It's illy, illy, illy. So the dative and the genitive in the singular are actually the same for all three genders, just like with heik, haec, hoc. And again, you'll notice that in the plural, they reflect the second and first declension endings, second for masculine and neuter and first for feminine. So again, use those patterns to help you out. Again, the translations are here on the side. Please make sure you copy this down, pause the video, and resume when you are ready. Okay, now we're going to demonstrate how we can do, or demonstrate. Choose the correct form of hic, haec, hoc, or ille, illa, illud to complete these sentences. Pay close attention to how they are relating to their English and Latin forms. Make sure they agree in the things they need to agree in. Take a look at each of these sentences and decide which answer works best. Pause the video now and resume when you are ready. Okay, so now let's take a look and check your work. She has this sickness. This is modifying the word sickness. So this is an adjective. And this, the word for this, remember, is close by, so it's hic, haec, hoc. So we're going to use a form of hic, haec, hoc for this, and this is modifying sickness. The word for sickness was morbum. Morbum is here accusative and singular, so therefore we're going to choose C or D, hunc or honk, but it is masculine, so we will choose C as opposed to D. So C is the correct answer for number 1. On the second one, he sees that place. And again, we're using a demonstrative adjective, so that is modifying the word place. And here, it's that, so we're going to use ille, illa, illud, one of those forms. And that place is accusative here. So again, accusative, we are left with B, C, or D, could be the answer. But locum is coming from locus, which is masculine, so we're going to choose D, illum. Now, for the last sentence, I have sisters. These are they. Sorores habeo. Blank sunt. Now, again, here we have something slightly tricky. The word these is modifying the word sisters. So that means it is going to be plural as well as feminine, because the word sisters is plural and feminine. So first off, let's mark off whatever isn't plural or feminine. So once you do that, you're left with C and E. C and E are your two plural feminine options. Now, which one is correct? Well, these are they, these is the subject. So C, high, is the correct answer. Now, adverbial forms of hic and ille. Now, we have a few adverbial forms, and just write these down. You'll see them in translations a lot, and essentially they're just different ways of saying here and there. So hic means here at this place, illic, there or at that place. Then we have hinc or hence, illink, thence, and hook, hither, and illuk, thither. Pause the video for a moment and make sure you write these down. Resume when you are ready. Now, some final thoughts. Again, hic and ille can also be used as the former or the latter. Ille is going to represent anything further away, and so it is the former, which is the first thing mentioned and thus the farthest from the next sentence. As hic represents things that are closer at hand. It is the latter, which is the second or the last thing mentioned and the closest thing to the next sentence. So here the distance is in terms of what is closest to the next sentence where you're going to be talking. So just another way that you can use hic or ille. You can also use it in the place of he, she, it, or they. If you want to not confuse yourself too much, you can just write it this one or this person or that one or that person if you are talking about a person as opposed to an object, if you don't want to use he, she, it, or they. That's it for this presentation. Make sure you fill out your Google form, and I will see you in class. Valete omnes.